Okay, so let's just admit it right up front. That word feedback, especially in the workplace. I mean, for a lot of us, it just instantly triggers that not in the stomach feeling, that sense you're about to get called out for something you did wrong. If you've ever felt that kind of, reflexive dread, you're definitely not alone.
Oh, absolutely. It's a really common reaction, isn't it? But here's the interesting thing, the paradox, maybe. Effective feedback, even though we often dread it, can actually reduce workplace anxiety. It creates clarity, it builds trust. It's not just about pointing out flaws.
Right.
So our mission today really is to do a deep dive into what effective employee feedback actually looks like, and maybe more importantly, how we can shift it from being this conversation we fear into, well, a powerful tool for connection, for growth, and genuine progress.
Exactly. So that's our focus for this deep dive, employee feedback. We're digging into source material that gives us more than just dry definitions. It's got some genuinely surprising statistics that might change how you think about it. And crucially, some really practical, real-world examples.
Yeah.
Stuff to help us flip the script on giving and getting feedback. So, okay, if feedback is such a common trigger, what exactly are we talking about here? Let's break down employee feedback. Our source defines it pretty clearly. It's about communicating information, could be formal, could be informal, about an employee's skills, their behavior, their performance, and the goal. It's always to clarify expectations and, guide improvement.
hmm It's helpful to think about it in two core types, right? Each serves a different purpose. First, you've got reinforcing feedback. That's your positive feedback. Basically, you use this when you see a positive behavior and you want it to continue. It's about acknowledging effort, showing appreciation for good performance, encouraging more of the same.
Okay, reinforcing. Makes sense.
Then the second type is redirecting feedback. This is often called constructive feedback. This is for when you need someone to, well, pivot, stop doing one thing and start doing something else. It's about addressing issues, pointing out areas for improvement, but always with the aim of helping them grow.
That distinction is really helpful. Reinforcing, redirecting. It clarifies the why behind the feedback. And our source also highlights 3 formats feedback can take. The first one, appreciation. Probably the easiest to give, the source notes, but also incredibly important. It's key for building psychological safety.
Right, that feeling of safety.
Yeah, that environment where people feel okay taking risks, sharing ideas,
Yeah.
even messing up sometimes without fearing they'll be punished for it. And that safety net. It leads to more vulnerability, creativity, and productivity.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Then the second format is evaluation. This is what most people think of with, say, annual performance reviews.
Yeah.
You're basically assessing an employee against a set of standards or expectations. It's more formal, more about measurement.
Gotcha. Like grading against a rubric.
Sort of, yeah. And the third format is coaching. Our source calls this a brilliant mix of appreciation and evaluation. It's more active, you're helping people expand their knowledge, sharpen their skills, really level up their abilities. It's less about a single judgment, more about development over time.
Okay, appreciation, evaluation, coaching. 3 distinct ways it can show up.
And what's really cool here is seeing feedback not just as an individual thing, but as this excellent tool for collaboration. It helps create great employee experiences overall. It makes growth feel like a shared journey, not just something you do alone.
And this is where it gets really eye-opening. The impact of good feedback goes way beyond just making people feel good, though that's important too. There are some powerful stats from the Harvard Business Review that show a direct link to the bottom line. Get this. When employees are happy, and good feedback contributes hugely to that, productivity increases by 31%.
31%, wow.
Yeah, and accuracy on tasks goes up 19%. Even sales see a boost 37% higher. So focusing on your people through good feedback, it's actually focusing on profit too.
It's quite stark, isn't it? And you can connect this directly to mental health and the whole workplace culture. There's this neat analogy our source uses, thinking of the company Moe's, which helps teens with banking. They don't yell at kids for making budgeting mistakes, right?
Right.
They assume the mistake comes from maybe not knowing something or misunderstanding. Then they just respectfully review the basics, help them try again. That mindset is key. Assuming mistakes come from a knowledge gap, not malice or incompetence, it shifts the whole dynamic. Managers could really learn from that.
Yeah, moving from blame to problem solving.
Exactly.
So if you put all this together, what does it mean for a workplace? Well, shifting how you handle feedback, making it more collaborative, less critical, it really reshapes the culture. You get more engaged workers, a stronger overall culture, people stick around longer, they're more satisfied, more engaged. It's like this positive feedback loop benefiting everyone.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get really practical. The how. That's often the biggest hurdle, right?
Right.
Our source gives us a fantastic playbook, essentially. Concrete examples of effective feedback for different situations. Giving it, getting it. And as we go through these, you might notice many kind of implicitly follow a simple structure. Context, behavior, impact. It's a really useful way to frame things.
Ah, context, behavior, impact. Good
Mhm.
framework. Okay, let's kick off the playbook. Example one. Appreciation for employee performance. This is about more than just saying good job. It's noticing specific qualities, improvements, how someone sets an example, or maybe great teamwork, like this one from the source. I love the getting to know your activities that you planned for the group last time. They were really engaging, and you certainly thought about everyone's preferences. See? Specific.
hmm It highlights the thought behind it.
Exactly. Or recognizing team progress on a big project, or just affirming someone handled a tricky situation well. Specific appreciation.
Okay, moving to example 2. Guidance to help employees find a better approach. This is that coaching element we talked about. Especially if someone's struggling. You want to help them adjust course, but still acknowledge their effort, and crucially, involve them in the solution. Like, congratulations on finishing that task. It went well, but it can still be improved. What do you think we can do to make it better?
Nice. It invites their input.
Right, or for something interpersonal. I'd like to talk about how you reacted. I understand you feel strongly, but it's essential for our growth. Could you share some ideas on what we could do to avoid this happening again? You state the behavior, the impact, then shift to collaboration.
Yeah, that feels constructive, not just critical. Okay, example three. Highlighting things that need improvement. This is where clarity on expectations is super important. Communication, skills, time management, work quality, whatever it is. The best examples often pair the observation with some kind of support or a clear next step, like this one. Earlier this year, you agreed to outline a process, but it has been months. I think this project has overwhelmed you. So I would like to partner you with Josh, who can coach you.
That's really practical. It offers a solution right there.
Exactly. It makes the feedback actionable, not just a complaint. Others might focus on, checking in more proactively if deadlines seem at risk.
Right. Then we have example 4, addressing failure to meet goals, priorities, and deadlines. This tackles performance issues head on, maybe when priorities get mixed up or deadlines slip. The focus is on the impact, but also offering support. Here's a good phrasing. I'd like to discuss your priorities. I have noticed that while you're doing great on Project X, Y is lagging. Is there a particular issue? We need to prioritize Project Y. Do you need help with it?
Observation, question, offer of help. Good combo.
Yeah. And another one for missed deadlines. I've noticed that you didn't meet your deadlines last week. It's important that you let me know in advance. That way, I can adjust priorities, manage expectations.
Mm.
So it clarifies the expectation and explains why it's important, the positive outcome of communicating early.
Okay, makes sense. And the last one, example 5. Calling out unprofessional attitude or problematic behavior. Sometimes you just have to be direct about behavior issues, no beating around the bush. The source gives a super clear, direct example. Yelling like that is never acceptable in the office, period.
Short, sharp, clear.
Exactly. And for maybe more complex behavioral patterns, there's this one. This is a difficult conversation, but we need to talk about how your recent behavior impacted the team. And then it lists specifics. Your impatience, the way you take everything personally, stomped out, slammed the door, are very upsetting to the others. It doesn't just name the behavior, it clearly spells out the impact on the team.
That impact piece is so vital. Across all these examples, the key thing, really, is being specific, clear, and direct. Now, you can definitely adjust the language, make it sound like you fit your style, fit the situation, but those core principles, specificity, clarity, directness, they have to be there.
Absolutely. And it's not just what you say, but also like how often you say it, how it becomes part of the regular routine. Our source really hammers home the need for a continuous feedback loop, regular conversations, maybe dedicated one-on-ones that aren't just project updates, but actually carve out time for these short, consistent feedback moments. Delivery and frequency are key.
Yeah, it can't just be an annual thing. It needs to be ongoing.
Right. It needs to be a living practice.
And, this brings up another crucial point. It's not just managers giving feedback downwards. For a truly healthy culture, feedback absolutely has to be a two-way street, maybe even a 360-degree street. Organizations need to actively encourage employees to share feedback upwards to their managers, sideways to peers.
How do you do that practically?
Well, you could use anonymous surveys, suggestion boxes, maybe even have structured reverse feedback sessions where managers specifically ask for input on their own leadership.
Good.
When everyone feels empowered to both give and receive feedback, that's when the culture really starts to shift.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway for you, the listener, and your workplace? Well, fundamentally, building a strong culture of feedback is just foundational for a positive work experience. Full stop. It builds trust, it strengthens relationships, and like we saw with those HBR stats, it actually drives real business benefits, engagement, productivity, satisfaction. It makes a workplace better for everyone.
So here's a final thought to maybe mull over. If feedback really can transform a workplace like this, fostering trust and growth, what's one small, specific piece of feedback, maybe reinforcing, maybe redirecting, that you could offer someone in your professional life this week? Just one small step to start building that positive loop. Remember that context, observation, impact idea. Who could benefit from your clear, thoughtful insight?
That's a great challenge. And while you're thinking about giving feedback, maybe also pause and reflect on how you currently receive it. Are you genuinely open? Based on everything we've talked about in this deep dive, are there any small changes you might make in how you absorb and act on feedback yourself? Food for thought.